Now, Honorable Ego, whereas I said yes, I'm going to come back. We also have a caller on the line. Lawrence has called in from Yenagoa. Good morning, Mr. Lawrence. I guess that sound showed that the call dropped. That was Mr. Lawrence calling in from Yenagoa. So, Honorable Ego, if you are there, Honorable Ego, did everything drop? Well, it looks like our main feed dropped as well, but no problem. We're going to get that back, and then we're so sorry to the other Lawrence who had called in from Yenagoa. But a caller, Mr. George in Lagos, had called in and wanted the honorable, yes, he still is honorable, but former member of the House of Representatives. He wanted him to sort of react to one of the more important, considerations that we're going to have. We have so many things to do. A lot of them, in fact, it's not a lot of them. All of them will be costing money which we don't have, and so we can't certainly afford to waste any, whatever the amount, whatever the method of waste, either by padding, because we hear all sorts of things when it comes to monies, from ghost workers to stuff being padded, and any other form that you can think about. And so that caller, Mr. George in Lagos, thought that one area of assistance is this whole matter where the National Assembly would be a screen, so to speak. If there's any, one doesn't expect hanky-panky anywhere in governance, but if there happens to be any, then, that is one way in which they could help. So the Honorable Ego has not got a chance to react to that yet, but I'm sure that as soon as we're back up, he will. In the meantime, if we lost Lawrence, well, we have Chidi now. Chidi has called in from Kafanchan. Good morning, Mr. Chidi.
Good morning, Uncle Yori.
Good morning, sir. Thank you for calling in. Happy Eid al-Kabir.
Good morning. Yes, I wish you the same, sir.
Yeah.
May it bring more unity to Nigerians.
I hope so. Amen. Amen.
Yeah. To the issue concerning the 10th National Assembly.
Yes.
Obviously.
And what we can expect of them.
Yes. They have a very great task that is ahead of the National Assembly, which is a different organ of government. And for me, I would advise, and I would like to see a robust National Assembly that is ready to work, even though independently, but at the same time, that is relate very, very freely with the executives, in such a way that whenever they pass any bill that is meant for the welfare of Nigerians and for the well-being of Nigerians as well, the president would not shirk from taking the responsibility of signing such bills into acts of law in order to complement and to have a very free administrative style that will bring independence and good democracy dividends to Nigerians. Thank you very much. That is my take.
Thank you very much, Honorable. Well, I almost made you an honorable member there, Mr. Chidi. Because I'm speaking with Honorable Ego. Is Honorable Ego back online?
I'm back online. Can you
okay. Honorable Ego, yeah. Okay, now, two things. Chidi has just called in and has contributed, but let me go back to, I think, is it the one of,
George.
Yes, okay, George, you haven't had an opportunity to comment on his presentation, which has to do with reduction of waste.
Yeah, okay. But let me say straight away that I didn't quite get what she said because I was offline for a short while. But talking about the advice to reduce waste,
yes.
I think it's a good thing. And the National Assembly is positioned to be able to do that. Don't forget that it is the National Assembly that does appropriation. In fact, House of Rep are the #1 in terms of appropriation. So in going through the budget, if we see areas where there are budgeted figures and we think that this is just waste, we don't need it. Of course, we'll cut it. We've done that several times before. So you should be rest assured that will work with the president to reduce waste, to make the economy better. In doing that, it does not mean that the House is rubber-stamped. No. The House also has the interest of the nation, just like the president has the interest of the nation. Members of the House are those who meet the constituents. And if the economy is not doing well, there's unemployment, people are hungry, prices of things are too high. Of course, the first pressure goes to members of the House. So it is their duty to ensure that there's no transaction, just that the House is going to join the president to reduce waste. And let me tell you that the House is always very happy to see a president that signs bill very quickly, a president that acts very quickly, as President Tinubu has just done. When there are problems, the president comes up quickly and takes a decision. The House is always motivated. It makes the House to work much more quickly. Unlike some president, you will have over 100 bills, they will not sign anyone for 6 months, they are just sitting. So I think that since this president is proactive, the House will also work with him in such manner. Right now, we can say there is an economic emergency. And if members of the House don't work with the president, it shows they are unpatriotic. But I think that both across party lines, they work with the president. But that's not to say that they will not criticize the president or will not say no to some of the policies of the president. But if the president's team can explain it well, like the speaker, to the members and their colleagues, of course they will go along with it.
Okay.
So that is the
In the meantime, Bernard in Enugu has also called in. Good morning, Mr. Bernard.
Good morning, Uncle Yoni.
Good morning, sir. Go ahead, please. Happy Eid al-Kabir. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Uncle Yoni. So my contributions is this. I think the masses, the impact of the policies on the masses is very harsh. It's very harsh. I think my salary cannot. I can't take care of my. I think I buy average 40,000 on the phone in a week. The both office will come back, not going to around 40,000 a year, just in a month, just to go to office and come back. So how much in my salary? So what I advocate that the parliament, they should bring a bill that will alleviate, that will cut down the suffering of the average people in the society. And then they should do well in pushing their allowances, what they're taking home, because our own is going down, our purchasing power is going down, so that the masses can feel the impact. We have the policies are good, but the impact is hard. So the parliament should come up with the policies or with ideas that will alleviate the suffering of the masses. Then cutting SSC, when they bring budget, they buy computer this year. They say that is a computer, we feed them the budget. So I think those should be looked into thoroughly so that and this is the amount of vehicles, the amount of the parliament should look into them so that the masses need that they are searching for. We have confidence, yes, that these things are working. And their lifestyle too, because we can't be suffering or striving to make.
Oh, well, thank you very much, Bernard, calling in from Enugu there. Honorable, some of the things that Bernard spoke about there, they're out there in the public space already, that life is about to get quite hard. People are talking about needing to tighten their already tight belts. Here we are grappling with the whole impact and implications of the fuel subsidy. Energy is doing its own. Those ones, I saw something this morning, they are actually producing and distributing less energy, but at a higher cost than before. Now, your comments on all of that, because I think the people sort of look to the National Assembly. Of course, the presidency is thinking about all these issues too. It doesn't want to, as we say, suffer the people. But they're expecting that the National Assembly itself will then make assurance doubly sure that you can't do that at the moment, no matter how cooperative you want to be. What do you think about those lines of thinking?
Well, I think I share his sentiment. The masses are suffering right now. And I think that something needs to be done to improve the lot of the masses, because expenses have gone up. I share his sentiment. But don't forget again that the masses have been suffering for a long time. It's not as if the masses just started suffering because they increased the price of petrol. Now, we should also realize that in increasing the price of petrol, like the MD of NFDC once said in a public interview, over 6.something trillion naira will be saved. This money that is saved, much of it will go back to the masses. In other words, this money will go into the federation account and it will be shared. The federal government will take their own, and they will now have more money to do road construction, to build hospitals, to run university, and to do other things. And more people will be employed. Secondly, the same money will go to the states. States will now be able to hire more people. Because if a state was having 200 billion as annual budget, and because of the fuel subsidy removal, the money that a few people have been putting in their pocket is now available to be shared to the state, and the state is now getting 400 billion naira. There's no reason why the state cannot even increase their workforce by half. And also, the state can also increase salary. So my advice to the masses is that, just like we are suffering it, let's be patient. The first subsidy thing have just started. It's not up to a month yet. Now, what are the gains that we are getting from the first subsidy removal? A few people, less than 100 people and companies, are collecting more than half of the total money that is accrued to the nation under the guise of fuel subsidy. But we know all this is fraud. But nobody has been able to stop it in almost 30 years. Now Tinubu have come out and bold enough to confront this oligarch, to confront these powerful people, these trillionaires, these billionaires, to say, no, you cannot do that anymore. We're removing the fuel subsidy. The money you have been stealing is enough. We want the money to go back to the masses.
Okay.
So, my friend from Enugu, let's have patience. In the next 6 months, you will see how the Federation account money work.
Okay.
It is now left for every state to hold their governor responsible. Every local to hold their local government responsible.
Okay, I beg your pardon. I beg your pardon. I'm so sorry, Honorable. I got to interrupt because Major Ayodeji retired, called in from Mowe and wants to contribute to the program. Good morning, Major. Well, you heard what just happened there. Again, we lost the Major. But Honorable, you remember, among other things, remember the whole viral video, I think that was last year or so, it's all right, off the mic. That is to say, when honorable members wanted to start to really, shall we say, spill the beans. So it comes back to trust, doesn't it? It comes back to people needing to be able to trust their representatives.
I agree with you. You know, there's a lack of trust on the National Assembly. And there's this feeling that the National Assembly is getting so much money. And it's not true.
It isn't?
If you look at the budget of the National Assembly, the budget of the National Assembly is less than 0.005%. We're talking about point something. But some people tend to think that the National Assembly's budget, some of the national budget is 20-something billion naira. If you compare that to over 40 trillion budgeted for the whole country. And don't forget that the National Assembly has a staff-strength of over 6,000 civil servants who work with them. And then you have to look at people, those who do the bills and the motions. You know, National Assembly is a third tier of government. So, but people just look at it, oh, there are 360 members, and then 1 or 2 senators, 4 or something members. They are the people sharing that money. They use their calculator to divide it. This is what people are. No, it's not like that.
You can say it's not like, Honorable.
Yes.
Honorable, I hear what you're saying, but as you know, it's out there in the public space that they might not be right, but you would know better. But they think that we are paying our legislators far too much, you know, considering all the economy, the society, and all of that. And I want you to relate this to the earlier question, I think it was Mr. George, about looking for ways and means to reduce costs. That the fact that legislators in this country are paid like princes.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Are paid like princes.
Let me give you, sir. I was in the 8th and 9th National Assembly. The highest amount we were paid as salaries was 800,000 naira. That was what we were earning. I mean, at 800,000 naira, you know, by the time I buy ticket twice, I go to my constituency. The money is almost finished. You know, now there are some amount that are paid as allowances to maintain the office of the honorable members.
Yes.
It's not really excessive, you know, because if you look at what the honorable member does, we hire a constituency office, we have workers he's going to pay, yeah, you know, when the appropriate in the constituency goes back as quickly as possible to solve it, paperwork, etc. You know, and as a good honorable member, you must consult a lot of lawyers because you are bringing out a bill. You must get them to look at the bill to say, hey, what do you think? What is your opinion? Are there aspects of it that are illegal? Would this help the country? So, honorable members are faced with a lot of financial problems. I don't know of any honorable member who has been in the house and when he left the house, then he's a millionaire or a billionaire, unless he made money before he went to the house.
Oh.
You know, like I said, the budget of the National Assembly.
Okay.
Look at it just a moment. Look at the budget of the National Assembly. Compare it to the budget of the nation. It's infinitesimal. It's very little. And look at National Assembly. How many staff do they have? That's why I said they have over 6,000 civil servants who are working there, who all earn money on it. Now, look at other areas. National Assembly does public hearing before you bring a bill out, you gazette it. There'll be public hearing where you invite people from all the nations. All that costs a lot of expenses. You have to advertise in at least about 3 national newspapers on television. You know, so there's a lot of expenses in National Assembly. If you look at the money that is going to National Assembly, Google it, National Assembly budget. Don't look at what some social media people are just throwing in the real National Assembly budget.
I see.
Compared to the national budget, you see that in terms of cost, the National Assembly is not contributing to the rise in cost of expenses of the nation. The amount is very infinitesimal. I was before the last one, what the nation starts to gain by the removal of the subsidy. The subsidy is taking almost half of the nation's budget. Half of the nation's budget. You know, we don't have enough money to employ more workers at the federal, state, and local government level. We don't have enough money to do roads. Most roads are bad. You don't have enough money for hospital. University lecturers are strike. You don't have enough money to pay them. Yet, trillions are going into subsidy. You know? So, those are the areas we need to look at. How can we manage this removal of the subsidy to work harmoniously for the House of Work harmoniously with the President? Let us see what palliatives will come in. Now, if you ask me what palliatives, I would say the palliative we need is to increase salary across board and to employ more workers. We remove this subsidy. They should employ 100,000 workers. State governments can employ, local governments can employ. The money that will come from all this removal of the subsidy will be enough to pay these workers, pay more money. For instance, we go every time to China to borrow money to do railway. If you remove the subsidy, you have money to do the railways. You know, if we need to borrow, what we are borrowing will be less. So let's look at things that are actually reducing the budget of the nation. The things that are actually making us expenses to be very high, making the nation to be broke, not to be able to do what we are trying to do. It's a subsidy. It's a major thing. And I thank the people for doing it. Yes, we will suffer maybe for the next 6 months or 1 year. But by the time it settles down and the subsidy, money removed from the subsidy comes in, it will help us. Again, look at the issue of the currency. Just a moment, the currency that is now being made apart. Before, trillions of naira is being thrown away to a few people. Who will come, they will get the dollar at 450, and then they will go and sell it at 750. Double the price.
All right.
Now, all these monies are monies that people have been able to save with his action. All these monies, we can now use these monies, you know, to help the budget. And it will make life better for the common man. But if we don't cooperate, if the House does not cooperate with the presidency, if we, the ordinary citizens, don't cooperate, you find out that at the end of the day, we will continue to suffer.
Indeed.
But we will not suffer in Jesus' name. But what I'm saying is that the areas where there's problem, where there's siphoning of money, where there's money is being wasted in the economy, have been discovered. And there are more of a subsidy. And then the difference in the money that you are giving to some people, in foreign exchange. Now, I can see the federal government getting billions, if not trillions, from this foreign exchange that they have now brought, the dollar and the naira to the same thing for both the official rate and the black market.
Okay.
That way, a lot of money is going to come in. So my appeal to our people is that let's give this government a chance.
Indeed.
I'm not actually.
I hear that. Exactly.
So I know that what the president is doing is best for us, and that is why I'm supporting it.
The other thing in closing, and we really have to be very, very brief because I have very little time here, but in closing, the fact that a person is a legislator, whether you're a senator, whether you're a representative, you're a legislator, and we talk about making laws. Now, you, in that area, you actually, you sponsored, you were very active in sponsoring bills. Is that something you look forward or that you think the incoming assembly will also be active upon? Because it's one thing to be screening and all of that, but you yourself generating bills, are you optimistic that we'll get some of that too in this 10th assembly? Very briefly, please.
I think so, because the desire of any legislator is to be able to pass bills. And so you see new members coming out with different bills. Some of them will pass first reading, second reading, they'll be killed. Some of them will get to third reading, but by the time they do public hearing, they may not pass. Or by the time the Senate will do conference with the Senate, some of the bills will not pass. But a couple of them passes. Lawmaking is not an easy thing.
All right.
The lawmaker wants this sort to struggle to make bills. So I think that these people are coming to, they will imbibe that culture and will try to get some bills which would favor their constituency and favor the nation.
Indeed. We're going to have to leave it there, Honorable. And I want to thank you very much, Honorable Ogene Emma Egon, former member of the House of Representatives, that is the 8th and 9th Assemblies. And right now, at the moment, he's busy, and he was representing the Amuwu Odofin federal constituency. But, now you concern yourself with the ECOWAS Parliament. Thank you very much, Honorable, for your time this morning.
Thank you.
Indeed.